Cafe bakery owner John is the first to admit that his place is pretty quirky, but you know what? The locals love it. Building community around baked goods. John, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got started in this.
I was going to become a children's book illustrator, and all of those courses got pre-booked. Couldn't do it, had a massive headache, an anxiety attack. I signed up for ceramics full day because it was double credit, and I ended up becoming a designer. And I then got into ceramics, and I was in the design business, and I had a small factory making vases and furniture accessories for large furniture stores. At one point, for about 8 years, I designed dinnerware for Mikasa and made product for them. And then one day we realized this thing didn't make any sense anymore, and I needed to close down and see what else I want to do with the rest of my life. So I'd done this for 20 years. I was 45 years old, shut it all down, and started thinking, what can I do? And then I saw an article about a wood-fired oven with pizzas, and then we put that together, and before you knew it, we said, let's become bakers.
So you've never spent a day in a kitchen, yet I understand you know a great deal about hot ovens.
I've actually cooked most of my life, and I'm a very good cook, but I've never worked in a real bakery, and I've never worked in a restaurant. And there's actually a lot similar, the way we do our production, the way we pay our staff, all sorts of things that I take from my other business. And one of the things we realized is you need to do lots of volume, and to do volume you need smart people, so you have to pay them well. So we have a starting wage here, about $15 an hour, but if doing that ends up, our average wage here is probably about $35,000. So all of a sudden, if you're an employee here, you have to produce at least $100,000 worth of stuff. Now, I have to sell $100,000 worth of stuff. And there's the rub. And if you can figure that all out, things will roll.
What's the best part of your job?
Actually, it's becoming the social part. I mean, first of all, it actually is making money. And making money is much better than losing money. And it's much better than almost making money. The unintended consequence of this is I get to meet all the smartest people in Kitchener-Waterloo, because it's an odd bakery. It really attracts type A's, and generally I spend most of my mornings here, having conversations.
Explain the honor system for someone who's never walked in here before. Actually,
it's a tradition in Waterloo County, and I think it's actually maybe in more rural areas, but I know in Waterloo County, what you have is at the end of a farmer's lane, they have their produce and they have a little basket you put the money in. And we do that in the bakery. Now, the sums are different here. We're, like I say, between both bakeries, we'll be doing over $1 million. I go through the fare box. What we've done is we've rounded all of our prices off to a quarter, including tax where applicable. So you can come in, grab your loaf of bread, take your $3.50, throw it in the fare box, and walk out. If you want money back, we have a calculator there, because we're very busy. So what you have to do is tell us how much change you want back. So you hand us a 20, and we say, how much do you want back? And you work out the calculation, you get it back.
Tell me about the community that's developed over your bakery.
In every enterprise, there is the unintended consequence. And I did this strictly because I needed to make a living. But the other thing is we've watched groups develop here. So we have a whole group of artists, like we have a playwright, a painter. They get together once a week. We have a group of retired teachers that come here. I think we do more to develop community here than almost any other cultural thing in town. And there are more exchange of really interesting ideas here. In fact, we have all the financial guys in the morning. I mean, every morning we're talking about, this and that. And for me, I'm getting a brilliant education.
Behind the scenes at the City Cafe Bakery, we have master pizza maker Susan here to show us a couple of tricks. Susan, thank you so much for letting us to be privy part of this. Take it away.
Okay, you're so welcome. Well, it all starts with really good dough. And we're going to start with rolling it out. Sometimes we have to stretch it a little bit more with our hands, but we'll see. Okay, and we'll go from there. I'm going to take it over to my pizza paddle.
Excellent.
Which I have already cornmeal, and that is so it doesn't stick and that it will slip easily into the wood fire.
Very nice.
So I'm going to make the portobello pizza. Distribute my sauce, and then a little bit of mozza. We're going to put some feta on this as well, so then we're going to put some roasted onion. Okay, and now some mushrooms. These are just regular button mushrooms.
Excellent.
And then the portobello.
Oh, nice combination of flavors. I love olives. Susan, this looks pretty good. Can't wait to try this. Herbs add a good punch.
and then we'll take it over to the oven. Before I put my pizza in, I want to give it a little shake to see that it is moving on the cornmeal.
Okay. Makes it easier for transporting.
That's right.
Makes sense.
And then into the wood fire it goes.
How long does this take to cook out?
It's going to take, depending on the heat of the fire, but no more than 7-8 minutes.
Okay.
Okay? And I think we're ready.
Now that's pizza.
That is pizza.
That is pizza. We're gonna eat the whole thing like it.
That's great.
Well, the formula works well in both locations of the City Cafe bakeries, in Kitchener and in Cambridge. So it's a good combination. Wood-fired ovens, freshly baked bagels, bread, and pizza, good coffee. And what's interesting to me is the reliance on the honor system that still has faith in good old-fashioned human nature. I like that.